Hello, everybody. So, as promised, we're gonna do our best to finish up Scarlet Hollow episode 5 today. And then we're gonna move on to a different game. So, Scarlet Hollow. And just to bring everybody back up to what we remembered. So, when we left off last time, we had just reached the Callaway Tremaine joint farmland. There we go. Irma, what's going on? I got a page from the sheriff and nobody's here. Where are the cops? I called him on account of Bullwood missing. Last I heard he wanted to go give Julius a piece of his mind. First the sheriff went in alongside that white deputy, the one with the sunglasses. But then something happened and there was a gunshot and this awful howling. Weren't like no creature I ever heard. That's when that other deputy, the black one, he ran in and the door shut behind him. Nobody's come out since. So everyone's inside. Starting to get concerned. I'm running out of folks to call for help. Wait, is that Paula? What the heck is she doing here? You're aware that this is a crime scene, right? And that the cops are all missing? The talking is just noise. The words don't matter. There's a humming in your head, almost like a voice. One you can just barely make out, but you know will be clearer the closer you get to the stone. You start wandering up toward the farmhouse at the top of the hill. Oh, come on. Where do you think you're going? But you continue forward. You barely even notice your hand slipping over the doorknob. It's going to be alright, Irma. We'll get Bo out of there, I promise. And now you're inside. Sheriff Hugby dangles in the middle of the room, an axe attached to some strange mechanism in the ceiling is embedded in his face, holding up his corpse in an imitation of life. Jesus. Careful, Joan, there are traps all over the darn place. Passed by, you can see a giant pumpkin through the door to the garage, cracked open, its guts strewn across the floor. Seeds dotted across the hardwood like a trail of breadcrumbs leading to the basement stairs. What the heck is going on here? Derrickson, is the doc here yet? We need a medical professional down here. His voice is coming from the basement. That's where you need to be. He's been shot, Joan. I think you better call somebody. The doctor's here? Juliet, you should let her come down. You don't really want the officer to die down here, do you? I'm not the one blocking the stairs. I'm not the one you gotta convince. Won't be blocked for you. The stone wants you here. Everybody shut up. Avery, that's your name, right? Get pressure on that wound. Yes, ma'am. Get away from him, kid. But the doctor. I don't care. Let him bleed. You only make problems for yourself, Tremaine. Dr. Kelly quickly pulls out her phone. Darn it, there's no signal in here. I gotta step outside. You keep holding that wound, and no one else had better die while I'm gone. The doctor pulls at the door, but a weave of fibrous tendrils hold it shut. It would seem that the same forces that let all of you in refuse to let anyone leave. Are we stuck here? What the heck are we supposed to do now? But you already know what to do. Approach the basement. You're vaguely aware that Deputy Derrickson is trying to stop you, but he's too nervous to take a step. You reach the basement door and start to claw at the weird fleshy vines blocking your way. They're strong, but they relent under your touch, welcoming you down below. I wonder if that's because we're Scarlet, or if we're meant to find the seals. Who the heck? So you tried to undermine me, which I should have known you'd try to find a way around the rules. You trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just unhappy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. If it wants a less broken body, it can have one. Notice he calls the entity it. Notice he still thinks he has power over it. Then we'll see if he still feels cheated enough to hold a grudge. What a dumbass. It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby, and your family can go back to normal. Happy and unburdened. I'll clean everything up. It can be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. Manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? This whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. Well, I know better than how to hand power over to you, Verena. Hey! You're not dead, are you? Witch, Verena. Enoch messed everyone up, even the witch. The witch, Sybill? She sent you? She tricked you into taking her side and all this? Guess I should know. I probably wasn't the only one whose life she decided to mess with. But all that ends now. I'm in charge here and I'll get what I was promised. Hey man, calm down. It's all good. Speak for yourself. Your vision finally focuses and your mind is once again your own. Avery watches you furtively from across the room. The man, Julius, holds a gun in a silent threat. Franklin clutches at a nasty wound in his side, blood spilling out onto the dirt floor of the unfinished basement. In the corner is Bo. Something is attached to him. The source of that awful noise. It starts with pain inhalation. Bo is still breathing, but he doesn't look well. The stone brought you here and stuck you in the middle of another nightmare. But do you notice that? The pumpkin baby is reaching out for Julian. He wants his dad. Paula, we can't get to you. The door's sealed shut. Even as she yells to you, her voice is faint, barely audible behind the now thickened roots and vines that block your escape. Let's bring Paula up to speed, Juliet. She looks a little shell-shocked. Where do I begin? Alright. So the witch, I caught her doing something she shouldn't have been doing, and she offered me a deal if I kept it to myself. I was one to raise a boy of my own. God never saw fit to give me a chance. She gave me the means to right the injustice. Only it obviously didn't quite go the way it was supposed to. Calloway's interfered just like always. Made it so I had to hatch him earlier than he was ready. And came out hungry. Too hungry for me to handle. He kept trying to get at me. So I had to hole up down here. Been stuck since Wednesday night. Darn roots won't let me leave, and they clogged up the drain, so I'm able to call that witch and here to make things right. But I'm a man of preparedness. I figured I could wait it out until Bo here decided to trespass. Guess he lost touch with my boy, and the two of them wound up down here with me. He keeps reaching out to him. And that about sums it up. I guess in the end it's only fair. It's son for a son. And birth ain't ever pretty, is it? It's not like doing it the old-fashioned way. It's all sunshine and roses. Makes me wonder, was he ever married? Did Julius ever have a wife? I'm thinking not, because there's really no mention of one. Let me know in the comments if you guys have played this game and come up with a suggestion that Julius had a wife at some point. Just hope he winds up looking a little more like a person when he's done cooking. I don't give a crap about your story, Tremaine. None of that gives you a reason to shoot a cop. Self-defense, Castle Doctrine. Need to let Bo go. There's no letting go anymore. Listen, clearly you need something. We'll talk about the witch. You want to know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you does anything stupid, then I'll tell you why I know. Sound fair? The conversation interrupted by Bo shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So, what we need to see if we can do is get Julius to hold on to the baby. As a matter of fact, if I remember right, in a previous run I've done, don't know if it was one I've done for you guys, but there is a way of getting both Avery and Julius to take on the baby. And that allows nobody to die. So, we'll see if we can get there. I think we need Kenai in order to do it, but I don't know. So what, we're just supposed to wait until the Callaway kid dies? That's exactly right. My kid gets born and we all forget this ever happened. You're gonna do... Is there really no way we can separate him from Bo? Maybe if we offer him something better? This ain't a debate. Shut up or I'll shut your mouth for you. I don't know, Julius. I still think there's something we're missing. Paula thinks so too. Maybe it's worth talking about again. Maybe it's why I'm here in the first place, right? To come up with some other solution? And you and I already decided this was best. That discussion was had and done with before anybody else even showed up. It's the situation. Franklin, how did you get down here? What happened? Stairs weren't blocked when we got here. Tried to go down, didn't notice the gun. It's my property. Let the record state I had every right to defend myself. How do you know it'll stop with Bo? It sounds like he was hunting you before I found him. What happens when he gets hungry again? I don't appreciate you trying to pick this apart. Just sit there and stay quiet and we won't have trouble, got it? You won't get that chance to go after Julius. I'll be taking you in. Not if you hurry up and die. Bo squirms with discomfort. The baby seems to be digging deeper. Like, I don't know how to... Like I said, I think you have to have Kenai. Ooh, let's do this one. Miles sent you a notebook that you've asked him a lot of questions. He sent me to you to get help fixing something that's wrong with the world. I don't go around showing my notebook to just anybody. For all I know, she sent you up here to test whether I'd be able to keep my mouth shut or not. But that's some extremely vague stuff anyway. What am I supposed to do with that? I don't know what's wrong with the world. I've been stuck in my basement for the past few days. What the heck do I know about what's going on out there? Can't even get in contact with the old crone because the tap's all clogged. Not that I didn't try. If it's Miles, did something happen to Sybill? He would ask her for help if she was okay and maybe she's in trouble. As if that hag would never get into any trouble she didn't mean to get into. Not that you'd be able to understand that, not all the tea she pours down your throat and the throats of darn near everybody in town. She's got just what everyone convinced she's God's gift to the holler. Maybe if you let Dr. Kelly in here, she can help. We might save Bo out killing your son thing. I don't know if Julius is one you have to convince. The baby is pretty freaked out right now. It's been getting worse since everybody started coming in. It's trying to protect itself. That's right, my boy's got excellent instincts for self-preservation. So unless he decides to let her come down here, we'd best leave it be. Bo twitches, his skin blocks me with fresh bruises as the thing takes more of him. See, and I hate this because we're just talking. But I don't want to kill him. Kill the baby, because that leads to Avery being shot. Spoilers. Did the witch tell you how to take care of this thing once it's done? It's meant to be a kid once it's done. Other people seem to figure out how to read those all the time. Don't need her giving me parenting tips. Most babies don't eat people to live. This doesn't seem that unusual to me. Isn't this kind of what babies do to their mothers? It sounds like they're eating takeout in there for 9 months, you know. Exactly what the kid said. So... what is that thing doing to Bo? He's fertilizer. He's a person. Not anymore. He's body that just happens to still be moving around. If my boy had the time he needed, he wouldn't be doing all this. He could have been born quietly in the field like he was supposed to, but he came out too early. An exchange has to be made. That's what the crone always said. So I'm exchanging. But you're not exchanging your life, Julius. But does it have to be him? Could we move to somebody else? Any volunteers? Avery slowly raises their hand. Put your hand down, kid. That was one of them rhetorical questions you weren't supposed to answer. I wouldn't do this to you. Besides, my boy's got the biggest hunk of meat in the room, and I think he's happy with that. I doubt he'd give it up easy. But he keeps reaching for you, Julius. I have the feeling tearing them out wouldn't be good for Bo either. The situation? Have you thought about what happens after this, Julie? The sheriff's dead. I should have disarmed that trap. I knew it. I just didn't think anybody else would be coming. Don't blame yourself, kid. The sheriff knew better. That's why none of these boys ever come around here. They know they've met their match. And to answer that thinly veiled threat of yours, I can't say I give much crap. Right now, in this moment, I'm here, my boy is here, and we've got our happy little family. You're gonna be tried for murder, Tremaine. But Julius doesn't answer. He just watches in silence as the shriveled creature continues to slowly kill Bo. The things under Bo's skin start writhing in imitation of clenching muscle. Can we? I don't know what to do. There's someone important I have to get to. Someone connected to the witch. She's in trouble. It's urgent. You'll have to hold on until all this is done. The only means I have to get in touch with the witch is that faucet there. It's fed by natural spring water. That's her preferred method of communication. Like her internet, I suppose. But as you can see, it's currently out of order. I tried earlier, but my boy's got his meat all in there, so we won't be able to drop out of it until he's calmed down. Ooh, kinda wanna ask that? Wait, what was that about her tea? All that stuff she's always trying to pour down people's throats. It does something to them. She gets in people's heads. I thought she couldn't get in unless you let her. So much for that. But I drink her tea all the time. Does that mean I've been brainwashed into liking her? Kid, I get the feeling you come by that sort of thinking all on your own. I don't think you ever met somebody you didn't try to like. Myself included. But the tea made it so you don't ask questions. You see a nice gray-haired lady and her little herbs, not the crone she really is. Bo seems in a bad way. His eyes are glazed, his jaw slack, except where the roots of the childlike thing are holding in place. His body can't take much more. I don't know. She clearly betrayed you. This doesn't seem like what you promised, does it? Darn it, none of you people have any patience. He needs time and he needs food. It can't be easy making a baby this way. It's not easy making it the normal way either, for what I hear. But isn't it so beautiful, even the way it is now? It's eating him alive. You should be horrified. Julius, dude, we gotta do something. Bo's in a lot of pain. This can't be what was supposed to happen. No, we're not gonna kill the baby. Yeah, what were the terms of the deal you made with the witch? When I caught her doing what she was doing, she offered me this ritual thing in exchange for silence. Offered her right away, like she could just see right through me, knew exactly what I wanted most. I suppose what she didn't know was I'm not the kind of man who turns somebody in anyway. Her business was her business. She didn't have to bother giving me some recipe to cook boy from dirt, blood, and pumpkin seeds, but I took it anyway. Then I just sat on it for a while, till a moment of weakness. What was the ritual? Did you do something in Duke's pumpkin? It wasn't his darn pumpkin. It was on my property, and the reason it got as big as it was I fed it my own blood every night since the day it was planted, laying on the dirt like some kind of Satan worshiper. If that don't make it mine, I don't know what does. That's why it got so big. God knows I felt crazy doing it though, but I'm not proud to say my judgment was a bit clouded. I was in a bad way. The thought of bringing a boy into the world was just about the only thing that made me feel like I should stick around. Oh, Julius. Not that any of you need to know about all that. Only serves as explanation as why I trusted her in the first place. In the end, you don't do anything other than talk while the creature finishes its work. So, I've heard that you have to have Kenai? And I assume that's how you see the child reaching out for Julius. Although, in my opinion, you don't really need Kenai. You can clearly see that, but whatever. This isn't the time and place for you to make a choice. Even that wasn't the case, it's too late to make any other choice now. And continued, and I see he's reaching out for him. I don't understand why we can't just say that. Why we need Kenai in order to do things. You watch as the thing slowly solidifies, breaths more confident as bows grow shallow. I can't let this happen. He attempts to lean forward, reaching with a bloody hand for his gun, but he winces, his hand pausing, then falling back to his side. That's right, just in lunch. I think I put enough holes in you already. You don't need another one. Isn't somebody gonna do something? Everyone watches each other with unease. It's alright if I sit by him? Sure, but I'll shoot if you make any moves, kid. I don't want to, but I will. Avery shifts, suddenly close to the bow. They take his hand in theirs, which doesn't seem to do anything to comfort the man as the roots sink deeper, taking more. I'm sorry, Bo. It'll be over soon, okay? You're not alone. Nobody should die alone. I can't die. Mama would be sad. But it does. And the thing finally pulls away from what's left of Bo, and in place of the dead man's breathing, its ungodly cries fill the room. Shh, it's alright, boy. You just killed the man. No, I watched him die. I killed you. Or at least I will have you if you ever finish dying. The creature's connection to its womb has been severed, and the house groans unnaturally, straining under the weight of the meat that infiltrated its walls. The faucet in the corner of the room, finally unclogged, bursts to life, and water pours out onto the dirt floor. Here we go, guys. You want a witch? Well, here she comes. Did she tell you what you're supposed to do with it now? Do you know what it eats? I mean, what else it eats? Your hands are wet. The water is spraying, pooling around you, making the floor slippery with mud. We're not calling him it. He gets a proper name now, Joseph, after my father. And I bought some baby food. Do you think he'll like cream spinach? The water is suddenly much higher. It rises up past your ankles. Let the water take you. You watch the other people in the room as the water slowly rises. Their faces turn to you, concerned, but you can no longer make out the words. It's like they're trying to talk to you from behind the wall. And then the flood takes you. You feel like you're choking. There's water in your lungs, or there should be. Your ears are filled with the sound of a rushing current. It's cold, and it's dark, and there are people screaming somewhere. There are bodies in the water with you. They're all dead. 1,000 corpses, 1,000 homes, all torn to pieces. This does remind me of that SCP. You don't know the bodies in the water. But the flood recedes. It hasn't happened yet. You are the mother of a daughter, and your daughter has told you about her terrible dream. It's going to kill everyone. You are not the one who had the vision. Not yet. It has only been described to you by the daughter you have been teaching as your mother taught you. You're the only one who can stop it, Mother, but you won't be strong enough. Her words are heavy. How can you be sure? Of course I'll stop it. No, Mother, I've seen it. You will try to stop it and you will die. But there's another path. Take my power. I give it willingly. But I want you to be your own person. You will lose me in any path but this. If we do nothing, we'll die with everyone else. If we flee, I will have the weight of 1,000 lives on my shoulders. I couldn't live. I would be lost either way. This is the way it must be. Accept and take your daughter back. You accept your daughter's decision. She is not the child she once was, and there is confidence in her that you have no choice but to respect. You take her back. Her power becomes yours. The flood does not come. The village is saved, and no one ever knows the sacrifice someone made for their lives. No one but you. Years have passed. You outlive everyone you used to know. You move on. You meet new people. You start a new life. So Sybill's immortal, or maybe she wasn't immortal until she took her daughter back. You have another daughter. This time the vision is yours. A piece of your first daughter that lives in you shows you what is coming. Rotting bodies in the streets, the smell of sickness on the wind, church bells ringing for an endless parade of funerals, an entire city whose gates will never reopen, everyone inside the walls falling to the curse of plague. You are among their number, your body no longer strong enough to heal even itself. You are not enough to stop it. Not as you are. There is another path, a narrow thread. If you were stronger, you could tug at it and unravel the tapestry of the future. Mother, what's wrong? Your daughter will never be as strong as you are, not after what you had to do. But she still carries in her some strength. Enough. Wait to her. You tell her what's coming. You explain what she has to give up. What you both have to give up. You love your daughter, after all. You will miss her, as you miss your first daughter. She is angry. Even when you try to explain that she will be a part of you, that she won't die, she cries and cries, and then she tries to run away from you. Fate is attempting to cut its loose thread. You do not let your daughter run from you. No plague comes. The city never knows that it would have been a ruin. But there is an unhappiness to you. She doesn't understand. What you took of her is angry, confused, restless. You will have to carry that with you. It is part of the burden of what you are. Though no one knows the depth of what you have done, over the years you have not escaped notice. You find yourself in the capital, in a place whose name has changed too many times to count. A war is brewing. The eyes of those who hold fate in their hands are on you. Their lips asking which threads to pull and which to cut. And the tapestry is once again revealed to you. The war rages and it never stops raging. Bleeding that spans generations, children born to die. Decades of pain that leave a problem about the world. War ends before it begins. The few die for the sake of the many. You can guide powerful hands to crush those that need crushing. If only you have more power of your own. You call your daughter to you. You raise them differently these days. The disquiet left by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. They don't need convincing anymore. They are ready to return to you whenever you need them. Take it back. This daughter joins her sisters easily, as she's been trained to do. You are the only one who will remember her sacrifice and her name. A small rebellion is crushed before it becomes a revolution. The people in power are happy. You leave. You don't want to see any more visions of war. You set your sights on a place where there are no kings. And yet, even an ocean away, power finds you. A man with aspirations. Anyone can hold power here. You have discovered that there's just enough to want it. The hunger in him senses the power in you, and for a time, you humor him. You allow him to give you a life of comfort, you and your daughter. You don't see a future where he ever grows more powerful than you can manage. Not until the vision comes. A war like none the world has witnessed. A fledgling nation devoured in the nest. A man who sits on the throne where none was meant to be. The world under his cruel fist bowing to his crushing weight. The very ocean stained red by his influence. He's already on his way, you realize, too late. You have been too close to see it. Your choices have already narrowed. The war is coming whether you strike down or not. The loose threads striking out from massive blood, with you too weak to grasp it. But you have a daughter. You always have a daughter, until you don't. It's time to rest, aren't you tired? Of course you are. But the world needs you. You can't let it end like this. The part of you that's your first daughter can't let you. Take her back and raise the man. She joins her sisters, as is her destiny, and you remove him from the world. The hole where he was is filled by lesser men, none of whom remember whose shoes he's stepping into, and none of whom can hope to command the way he would have. Blood is spilled, less blood, but you still feel every drop. You hide yourself away from the world. You and your daughter. The visions still find you, but here and there it's small. The decision's simple. You make them all the same, helping where you can. A storm halted, a conflict settled. Until one day when you are shown a dark pit. splintering wood, debris trapping everyone inside, bodies burning as burnt rock catches fire. Children screaming as their flesh bubbles, then silence as lungs fill with smoke. You know the choice lies in front of you. Not this time. You take your daughter's hand and you look into her in the eyes. They're green, like yours. You don't want to do it this time. And that was the collapse at the mine. You stare out over the hills together as a plume of smoke rises into the air, but you can't hear the screams from here. You assume you will die one day, like anyone else. After all, you're long past due. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to know your grandchildren before you go. Then the man comes, and with him, a vision. He has already decided he is bringing something here. Something ravenous that doesn't belong, but that has been pressing at the edges of your world, trying to find a way in. It has its way now, whether you help him or not. More of the trend you follow comes into focus, and for the first time you follow it beyond your death. Disaster after disaster, crisis after crisis. Thousands of years of little cuts as you were they've been. On and on it goes, longer than you can ever hope to follow. It's told, eternal, and incalculable. But there is a new thread too. If you are patient enough, if you are strong enough, when the moment finally comes, if you do everything right, you can devour the thing that sits outside the world. Also, I kind of want to hear you guys' opinion on what the entity is. Like, I don't know. And it will give you so much power that you will never have to take back a daughter again. You could fix as many things as you care to fix. Floods, plagues, wars, kings. You look into her green eyes, so much like yours. You can't, but you did. Take her back and summon the entity into the world. You welcome her back as you have every daughter before her, and you help the man. He is arrogant. He cheats the thing from another world in every way he can. He wastes your time. There will have to be more daughters before the day comes that this will be over. But days and daughters come and go, and you are very patient. You have to be if you're to stop the hurt. That would scar a world without you there to guide it. And now you are here, on the cups of the end, the final daughter, Kaneeka. Paula? What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. I've already made my decision anyway. Don't bother trying to talk me out of it. I finally have a real purpose, and now that I know what that purpose has always been, I can't go back, or it would hang over me the rest of my stupid small life. Oh, Kaneeka. I saw your brother today. He didn't understand what was happening, but he was so upset about it. He is most of the reason I even found you. Miles? But he doesn't even like me that much. He always thought I was bossy and annoying. He was upset? It must just be because he doesn't remember how much he hates me. If he did, he wouldn't feel that way. You don't have to do this, Kaneeka. Yes, I do. You saw what's going to happen if I don't. What am I supposed to do? Go back to my normal life after this? Knowing how many people are going to suffer through generations because I was too selfish to save them? Why is it up to her to save everybody? How can I ever live with myself? Ooh, which one do I want to... Aren't you a skeptic? Why accept her deal on blind faith when you haven't had a chance to see how things actually play out? Well, if she's right, then I'd be dooming all these people just because I'm too much of a coward to do what she's asking me to. I have to take this on faith because consequences are just too much. So, Kaneeka is being abused. I'm going to say. I'm not going to say her mom's nurses. I'm just going to say her mom, because of her power, can see the forest. But like, Kaneeka sees the trees. Like, she knows us. She knows Stella. She knows Reese. She knows, Whereas Sybill can only see the forest. She can only see the big picture. And also, that's life. Life is not always, unfortunately, life is not always going to be easy and smooth sailing. I'm proof of that. We all are proof of that. If this week has taught me anything, it's that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. Isn't it time I took that to heart? Now when it could mean saving so many people? She's manipulated you your whole life. Everything she's done has pushed you to make this choice. Don't let her win. But if it's for a good reason, then my death will mean something more than it would mean if I died any other way. No, I can't. Quiet, dear. There's no need to let Paula talk you in circles. You already know the right answer, remember? I don't know anymore. Paula, you have no idea the kind of danger you're putting yourself in by being here. You think you're doing the right thing, but all you're doing is dooming countless lives, starting with yours. Tabitha, too. She carries a heavy burden, but she doesn't have to. Not anymore. You two can be the family you were always meant to be. Free from the sins of generations past if you let me do what needs doing. Kaneeka can't save you on her own, but I can. I'm only able to tell you so much, but I tried to show you what I could. I'd hoped you would be able to trust me by now for your sake. This is the only way your story gets a happy ending. She is telling the truth. A truth unstained by illusion. There's no witchcraft in her words, no trickery. At least none in her heart. But perhaps there remains a narrow path for you to walk. Speak the name. Of course, the scratch on the walls, this is what it was for. Paula, no, you know what You don't have to know how to speak it. The thought of it brings the sound to your lips. The name forcing its way out, yearning to be free from your mind and use a dagger this. The dagger tears into her. The pristine blade. Everything that is not her pours out the delicate tapestry of her existence. The parts she arranged so neatly, scattering their voices, filling the dream around you. Confusion at your careful order. Oh! Those are tapestry threads. I just realized what those were. A single dangling thread comes into focus. Paulo, wait! You can't see now how this will benefit you because you don't understand the danger you're in. Your enemies have made sure you can't. Not until it's too late. You're my enemy, Sybill. I'm the only one who wants to see you walk free, but I understand why you wouldn't trust me. Of course I do. I've had to weave my own little lies as part of this ridiculous game. Please know that I'm not lying now. But even if you don't believe a word I've said about your own safety, I'll give you something else too. Something you need. It's not fair what Charlie did to you. It had to be done, of course. He couldn't stay where he was. But I can take away the burden. I can give you back your youth, your health. Why didn't you say this before, Sybill? I only need to finish what I started. Pull the thread. Pull the thread. You ignore her offer. You grab the thread and pull. The delicate tapestry is unwoven. The witch's careful work torn open, even if only momentarily, as her daughter's hands are finally unbound enough to grab for their mother. Their cries are a song. Calling out, they drag her down into the depths of their mouths, craving her warmth, her attention, her love. It has been so long since she held them. The tapestry weaves itself shut around her. Their cries go quiet, say that the witch is gone. Kaneeka catches her breath in the space once occupied by her sister. Now she stands alone. Though she isn't really alone, not anymore. And she never will be. She wears the weave of all those generations' power. Someone has to. What did you do to me? Welcome to the Dead Moms Club. I think I gave you her power, but I don't know how to use it. She never taught me anything and told me anything. Magic wasn't supposed to be real. Will I have to do what she was going to do? Well, how do I even know what that is? How do I save the town if I don't even know what's wrong with it? God, there's so much pressure. I never asked for this. I don't think I can handle it. And see, that's what I don't understand about Sybill. If she has daughters, and her daughters end up being returned to her, why not teach her? Like, I don't understand how all of a sudden she was, like, throughout Kaneeka's whole life, she was like, magic is real. I'm just an old lady who loves her tea. And then all of a sudden now she's like, unloads all this on her. I like this one. We can figure this out together. That's what we've been doing all week, remember? Yeah, you're right. We can figure this out. You made it all the way here and did whatever it is you just did. Nothing is too much for us to handle. She takes a deep breath, collecting herself. We'll just take one step at a time. First step, figure out how to get out of here. It's weird. Everything felt slippery before. Like I couldn't hold on to anything. But now it's like I can see how it's all put together and where all the seams are. So if I just... You don't see whatever it is she was doing. The world around you goes dark. You're moving like a current is carrying you somewhere, buoying you upward. Your body rapidly ascending until finally you surface. So Kaneeka has Sybill's power now. I trust Kaneeka a lot more than I trust Sybill. You're outside, it's raining, you have no idea where you are. Tulip? JD? Ah, that's where we are. This is the end of Chapter 5. Only one major content update remains until the story reaches its conclusion, the final chapters. Stay tuned for updates on this final release by joining our Discord, following us on social media, or signing up for a newsletter. If you'd like to carry your progress over into the final chapter, please save your game. We will save. And quit. That's what I was hoping would happen. I read up that if we have mystical, that it's more like we can say the name that we saw in the show, in the cell, and we can, and we have the mystical powers and stuff. So I heard that's our I don't remember what they call it when you're playing like poker and you have a card that it's like turns the game around, but that's what we're doing. So that'll be interesting. And yes, of course, I will keep playing. We will keep going when it updates. No idea when it will update. I haven't heard anything yet. If you guys do want to know, I do recommend joining the Discord. I believe you can do it by joining the thing. I don't remember what the Discord thing is. I think you have to have an invite code. But I think if you go to the Discord, that there should be a way of doing it from there. If not, there might be a way to do it from the game. But yeah, I highly recommend joining the Discord because you get like little updates, you get reminders, they have merch, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, we'll continue on when the game does eventually update. But we're almost to the end. I'm really kind of excited. So, but yeah, I'll get this edited and uploaded, and you guys can watch it over the week. So I hope you guys enjoyed.